What's going on, everybody? It is your boy, the Bad Diggity Dizzle, back with another New York Giants video. And in this video, of course, we're going to talk about Devonta Smith. And before we get into that, I just want to say thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you do me the honor, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, ring the bell. Make sure you click all notifications. That way you know when I go live or do a video like this. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description below. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will follow you back. Of course, trying to grow the IG more than anything else. So if you're just going to follow me on one, follow me on Instagram. Like I said, I will follow you back. Devonta Smith, obviously this is a very sexy name when it comes to wide receivers in the NFL draft. This is the equivalent of the really hot girl every guy wants to take to the prom. That is what Devonta Smith is. Heisman Trophy winner. First time in about 30 years. I believe the last time the Heisman Trophy winner was a wide receiver was Desmond Howard way back in 1991. Now, I've liked Devonta Smith for a while. Long before his explosion in the national championship game, for the simple fact that I felt like this wide receiver fit the New York Giants offense to a T. He did really well in the Alabama RPO offense. The Giants run an RPO offense, and with a guy like Saquon Barkley, which you hope is completely 100% healthy, the RPO could be incredibly effective, which would mean Devonta Smith would be otherworldly in that offense. Now, there are some questions about Devonta Smith, the slender frame. Everybody talks about a slender frame, 6'1", 175. Listen, man, in the NFL, you can get away with it, okay? Everybody's worried about slight frames. I don't know why everybody's worried about that. I always said this, and people are saying Kyler Murray's going to fail because Kyler Murray's too small, Kyler Murray's too short. And I was like, do you think he didn't get hit or something in college? I know they don't get hit as much, but I mean, my God, they do get hit. I mean, Devonta Smith got hit. Devonta Smith's not running through the defense and never getting touched, not playing flag football. The guy gets hit. You're going to take your hits. Guys that are huge get hurt. Gronkowski was hurt all the time. How big was Rob Gronkowski? A house. The guy was always hurt, So to me, size doesn't really matter as long as you are elusive and most of the time, guys that get lit up, those are the clean hits, the really hard hits, ain't going to hurt you. It's the ones where, you move wrong. A lot of injuries are done without contact. A lot of guys injure themselves. The torn Achilles, the torn ACLs, like Saquon Barkley, non-contact injury. That happens. Or you get rolled up on, or it's just a freak hit, and that's how they get hurt. It's usually not because, they're getting knocked around and they're too small to handle the blows that come with the NFL. Devonta Smith's junior year was phenomenal. 68 catches, 1,256 yards. 14 touchdowns as a junior. It's pretty impressive. This year, forget about it. 117 receptions, 1,856 yards, and 23 touchdowns. There is no doubt that Devonta Smith is the guy that everybody wants. A lot of people seem to forget about Ja'Marr Chase because Ja'Marr Chase decided to opt out this year and go into the draft. Can't say that I blame him. Devonta Smith's numbers also could have been a little bit better because of the injury to Jalen Waddle. But all of that said, Devonta Smith is an explosive receiver with great hands, great route running, and there's no doubt that Devonta Smith would be a perfect fit for the New York Giants, and this is the guy that I think every New York Giants fan wants. Most Giants fans, I did a poll on my community notes. I think we had about 1,800 votes. About 79% of people picked a wide receiver. Obviously, they wanted Devonta Smith. There's three wide receivers that the New York Giants fans probably would really like, and that is either Ja'Marr Chase, Jalen Waddle, or Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith probably being the number one option. I've also heard a lot of talk about Rashad Bateman. They're not going to take him at number 11. So Devonta Smith obviously would be the guy. Is he going to get to number 11? At this juncture, probably not. His stock is high. Now, I think that the combine has a lot to do with wide receivers. I think, like the quarterback, I think a wide receiver's combine means more than any other position outside of maybe the quarterback. Their 40 time is everything. Their hands are out running. Everything that they do in a combine, I believe, is what am I trying to say here? Not elevated, but, magnified, whatever. I mean, it's just, they're really taking a look at all this stuff. 40 times seems to be the most sought-after thing when it comes to a wide receiver. I don't really know what Devonta Smith's 40 time is, but to me, I've always said a 40 time does not matter in the NFL. You have to run crisp routes and have great hands. You do that, doesn't matter if you run a 4.2 or if you run a 4.6. If you can't run a good, clean route, if your cuts aren't sharp, if you're not running correct routes, crisp routes, coming back to the ball, everything else, you're rounding your routes, you're not going to be effective. I use the analogy all the time. It's like a pitcher that throws 100 miles an hour but can't get a breaking ball over and his fastball straight. He's going to get knocked out of the park. If your fastball is late movement or you're able to mix in a changeup, you're very effective, even if you throw 91 and you hit corners like Greg Maddux did for years. Greg Maddux is one of the greatest pitchers of all time. He threw 91, 92 miles an hour, but he hit corners. He hit locations. Jerry Rice wasn't a burner. Jerry Rice ran a 4.640. Jerry Rice went to Mississippi Valley State. Who the hell was talking about Jerry Rice? He's the greatest receiver of all time. Some will tell you he's the greatest football player of all time. None of it really matters. Devonta Smith is a guy that the New York Giants definitely would be interested in if he's there. And again, I don't see it happening. I'm not one to trade up to get Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith won the Heisman. That's really nice, and it's dandy, and it's fantastic. Like I said, the last guy to do it, last wide receiver, was Desmond Howard. Desmond Howard was a complete and utter bust. Selected 4th overall by the Washington Redskins back in the day. He was a glorified punt returner. You don't want to pick a glorified punt returner with your 4th overall pick. So I'm not saying that Devonta Smith is going to be Desmond Howard. But my point is, what they do in college doesn't necessarily translate into the NFL, which is why I was more sold on a guy like Kyle Pitts than Devonta Smith. Although, listen, man, if the Giants ever got Devonta Smith, I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. I'll be very happy if they get him. When it comes to a wide receiver, though, I'm always a little bit cautious. I'd rather get an established wide receiver, to be honest with you, because you really don't know what you're going to get out of college. We've seen this with a lot of wide receivers. Corey Coleman was great in college. Josh Doxson was great in college. Obviously, there's a lot of people that say, and it's not just wide receivers, can't miss prospects that miss all the time. So, Devonta Smith, again, I just feel like he would be really effective in this system because of the RPO. If there's one receiver that I do want this year, it is Devonta Smith. Again, I'm not going to be mad at Jamar Chase or Jalen Waddle, but I definitely think that Devonta Smith is the guy that the New York Giants need to take a look at. If he's there at number 11, you take him. If he's not, you don't trade up for a wide receiver. That's sacrilege, especially when you only have 6 draft picks. It'll be very interesting to see exactly what the New York Giants do with this first pick because, again, there's going to be a lot of guys that I go over. We talked about Kyle Pitts. I talked myself into wanting Kyle Pitts at number 11. At first, I was like a few guys that commented on my page. I said, there's no way I want to take a tight end at number 11. And the whole reason I talk about Kyle Pitts is this. I said, if the Giants sign a free agent wide receiver, you take Kyle Pitts, in my opinion. Because if Evan Ingram is garbage, Evan Ingram's only there for one more year, guys. So if Evan Ingram stinks, guess what? You've drafted his replacement already in Kyle Pitts. Evan Ingram's going to walk after 5 years. I can't see the Giants extending him and giving him another contract. And either they trade him or they let him walk and they get a compensatory pick. And then, again, you have your successor to Evan Ingram. That's why I thought Kyle Pitts was the best move. But if the Giants do not sign a wide receiver in free agency, if they do not go Galladay or Corey Davis or A-Rob, Allen Robinson for the Bears, then I think that they have to look wide receiver in the first round. Hopefully that wide receiver would be Devonta Smith because I just feel like he would fit in really well with this team. I feel like he could succeed with this team. And if there's one wide receiver that I think could make Daniel Jones a lot better quarterback in this league, it's Devonta Smith. So that's all I got in this video, guys. As always, I really thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Do you want Devonta Smith? Do you want somebody else? Are you sold on Kyle Pitts? Because I'm going to do this for a few guys that I think the Giants should take a look at in the first round if they're there at number 11. Again, this is far-fetched that he's there at 11, but just in case. You never know. I mean, the first wide receiver last year, I think he went number 12 overall. I think the Raiders picked 12 and they took Henry Ruggs. I think he was the first one off the board. It was a deep wide receiver class. CeeDee Lamb fell all the way down to 17. Jerry Jeudy fell, to 14? People thought they were going top 10, so you never know. But we're going to do videos, like I said, we'll do Greg Rousseau, we'll do Micah Parsons, we're going to go over a few other guys, and just to get your thoughts on who you want with that first pick in the draft. That's all I got in this video, guys. I thank you for watching. I'll be live tonight for the Lakers and Pelicans at 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully I see you there. If not, enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend. It's Bad Diggity Dizzle, and I'm out. Peace!